Welcome to Main Street Minds with your host, Amish Munshi. This is where industry leaders and seasoned pros share their secrets to success beyond limits. Let's dive in.
Hello and welcome to Main Street Minds. Today we have a very special guest, Pratik, over here with us from the area, pretty local to where I am, and really excited to introduce him, learn a lot about what's happening in the world of AI, and learning everything that Pratik has to offer with his rich experience and being at the cutting edge of technology. So, without any further delay, let me open up the floor. Pratik, introduce yourself, tell us how you got started.
Hi Amish, thanks for inviting me. Hi everyone. My name is Pratik, and I I I currently work as a software engineer at Intuit. I am working in the core AI foundations team. Uh, so yeah, I mean, I started working. I got into tech like around 2010. That's when I graduated. And since then, I've been working as a software engineer. I also did my master's in 2012 from Northeastern University. And then after that, I got myself into I found jobs, and I've been working since then. So yeah, it's been a long time, to be honest. When I look back, I just realized it's 2010, so it's like what, 15 years now? I can't
I
believe
know.
15 years.
Yeah, that's a pretty good inflection point. Like I was in tech for about between 15 to 20 years. That's when I was like, okay, I need to do something more, right? Something different. So I think there's like I think there are like major milestones, like a 3-year milestone, which
Yes.
probably defines a person saying, okay, this is what they are really doing. Right.
Yes.
Like if somebody says, oh, I'm in AI, but now I'm doing quantum computing,
Yes.
person is not really doing quantum computing unless they're doing it for 3 years. Like
Right.
kind of just this fear saying, okay, like what a person is doing. It should be a 3-year time frame.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I think it's been great. I mean, recently, based on the new stuff that's coming in terms of AI. So yeah, I
Yeah.
was lucky enough to be part of this, and I've been part of Intuit. Like, thanks to Intuit for giving me that chance as well. So it's been a lot of learning, to be honest. We are not like people who actually create or host models and stuff like that. We more on the applied side, because
Hmm.
I think a lot of companies work on the applied AI side.
Hmm.
There's only very few companies that actually fine tune models and do that kind of stuff.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's also important to understand how to know the limitations and use the systems to its most capability. So I think that's
Yeah.
it's also interesting. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that is really cool. So being on the leading edge and actually even just the differentiation, right? A lot of people say, I want to make a career in AI. There is just so many options.
Yes.
So tell us how you got to this successful career option that you are at right now. Like, did you just start with AI? Did you have background of data models, or how did it
Sure,
come?
sure. Yeah. In my master's, I did take up some big data related courses,
Hmm.
but I mean that was at that time. I think there wasn't really a thing of AI, because AI was like, I mean, I think it recently came like post COVID is when it during COVID probably it's when it suddenly became popular. Just post COVID. But before that, it wasn't really a thing. Like not everyone would be like working on AI, right? So
Hmm.
that time I think there was like a lot of Hadoops and data layer and all that stuff,
Yeah.
how to manage data, how to do analytics. So I started a little bit there. I was always interested in that side. So yeah, but like overall I started as a like an engineer that scales services. I think that's something which every engineer should know.
Hmm.
Basic skill, no matter what kind of service you have, what kind of AI cool stuff you do, that those are some basic fundamentals that every engineer should probably be aware, that how to scale the system. And when I say scale system, it's not just increasing the number of instances and stuff like that. It's mainly understanding how your system will work distributed in a distributed way, right? Like for
Yeah.
example, let's say you recently saw, right, AWS had an outage recently and
Yeah.
there were so many issues. So how do you ensure that these things don't impact the business? So I think understanding that is, I would say, is like the first uh, prerequisite to get to the point where you actually know how to actually use that power of AI, because they say
Yeah.
great power comes great responsibility, right? Like, so,
Yeah.
you should know how to use it properly and ensure how to scale it or, make it available. So I think, yeah, that's where I started. So while doing so, I got like, just when ChatGPT came in, like, when I think the 3.5 model was like launched and suddenly everyone was like, wanted to do something on it. It's just like that. I mean, I was working with few seniors and they said like, this sounds to us like the uh, Y2K,
Inflection point.
Y2K. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, when HTML came in and stuff like
Yeah.
that's what it sounds like. So that's the time when I actually really got to use it hands-on. Again, it was again the
That.
applied side just to understand. Uh, there's some great resources by deep learning. I mean, they have free courses, even like for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that time I started, trying to keep up with those deep learning AI
Mm-hmm.
tutorials. Like, it's really free and like, it's so good that you can just understand the crux and the basic knowledge. And industry leaders from different companies, like for example, OpenAI, Anthropic, would come and like, collaborate with them and give free lessons. So, I mean, I kind of followed that, and that's kind of how I picked up, okay, what are the basics, at least on the applied side. Like it just started with prompt engineering, just to understand
Mm-hmm.
what prompt engineering is, because they said now the going forward, English is going to be the most important skill rather than just writing,
Mm-hmm.
because that's how crucial prompts are. And if you now see agent, it's actually, if you see how agentic world works, it's pretty much uh, like, making sure you prompt it properly, and that's how it picks up what to do within
Yeah.
right. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I got into it. Like, we wanted to do some POCs on our product side to see how we can use this uh, and integrate it with the product. And luckily, I was in the right place and right time, and I got to be part of a project where like a bunch of engineers, the three, four of us got together and tried to do a POC and actually integrated it and took it all the way to prod.
And you were always with Intuit through all of this?
Yes. I mean,
Okay.
when this happened, I was with Intuit.
Yeah.
So like when the GPT happened that time, we were just working on this part, and then luckily, and that's when it picked up. That's when it
Mhm.
literally picked up across the industry. You would see every day some LinkedIn post or somewhere, some new stuff happening with respect to GPT, some new inventions. Every day there was something new, and every day they would be like, "Oh, this is not the right way. Maybe this is the better way." And like,
Mhm.
so yeah, I mean, you try to just keep up. It sometimes gets really overwhelming, but yeah, I mean, the engineering still stays the same. So that's why I always say, like, having those engineering skills, basic skills are like very crucial to, like, be
Yeah.
grow, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell us a little more about like from Northeastern University to Intuit. Like how like did you plan this out? Did this just happen? Like how did you how was that journey?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, this was not planned at all. I just like happened to like do whatever I could. For example, just out of college, I had a, like, of course, like when you do a master's, you have a loan. So I had a couple of offers, but I chose the best
Yeah.
career wise, and also like, what made sense that time. That time I think Angular JS, Node JS was like the thing. Like
Yeah.
it was like very big that time. Like
Yeah.
so I remember coming to Bay Area. I was in Boston that time, coming to Bay Area for some conferences where Node.js was like, was like people were like so excited about Node.js, and it was like the thing that time. And they were like,
Yeah.
this is going to solve the problem for everything and stuff like that. So, what I like, luckily I've been on trying to keeping up with whatever's been happening on the, like, in the tech. And I enjoyed doing that because I like to learn new things. I like to keep up with new things. So I think that approach also helped. So yeah, I mean, I work for a company named Kronos. I think it's now
Mhm.
it's rebranded to something else. I forgot what it's called now. But yeah, I mean, that's where I started. And then after that, it's been I've then worked for a startup. It was in Michigan, in Ann Arbor. It was a startup which was pretty good because again, that company is where AWS happened. AWS was just like new that time, and
Yeah.
AWS, like, people were trying to move from on-prem to AWS. So we suddenly had this microservices architecture in AWS. Also, we were using Oracle DBs, and like now we moved to Exadata and stuff like that. So,
Uh,
that whole migration, reducing the cost, reducing the service, time of time to respond and stuff like
mm-hmm.
that cost, all that stuff was new to me. Even the patterns, architectural patterns, using I would say that was the initial part of the career where I was like, okay, this seems interesting because I've never done this. So again, coming back to the same point, right? Like basics, where I got in the startup, the good part was I got to explore a lot of technologies like graph databases as well.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of very new that time. And we use those services to solve our customer problems, and like kind of got the end-to-end approach, or understood how the whole engineering life cycle works.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that startup experience, I personally feel working in startup gives you edge over other things overall, because
Oh yeah.
you get to wear different hats. It's not
Yeah.
just like you're not fixed to a certain process, or you're not fixed with a certain thing that you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that helped to me. That helped me. My startup got acquired by another company, and then, yeah, after a while, I think I was looking for a new job, and luckily got. I mean, Intuit happened, so I was like, wow,
Yeah.
this is. I don't want to miss this out. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind
Yeah,
of
so I would say if you have to kind of summarize, I think yes, there was interest in certain technologies and fields.
yes,
There might have been a plan of saying, okay, like something like this may be possible. Like, hey, I might be able to kind of make a good career long term in this. But being open to change, being open to accepting new technologies,
yeah,
is a very very important. I would almost call it a skill set, right? A
exactly,
mindset or a skill set saying, don't be stuck on one thing.
yes,
Another thing that I just learned from you was we I think technology industry itself always has this very weird hype that we end up creating, saying this is it, like this is going to change the world, like just as you mentioned,
yeah,
Node.js is everything. Every single application in the whole world is going to become Node.js.
yeah,
Doesn't really happen, right? And probably we are still in that phase with AI, saying AI is going to replace everything in the whole world,
exactly.
and yes, it will replace a lot of things, but it still might be like 10-15% of the tech stack, right? There is so much more.
There is absolutely. You're right. You're right. For now, I think at this point, AI, we are using AI a lot as I feel
Yeah,
it's like a coworker for me. Like, I use it as a tool. I think that's definitely not going to change. That's going to stay,
yeah,
sure. And yes, a lot of jobs will go, but I think a lot of jobs will be created as well. That's what the
yeah. And
yeah.
that's always been the case. The more advanced the technology, the more people it takes to even make sense out of it.
Yes.
Like,
I
yeah, I think this obviously the work that a person might be doing will change. Like, if I might be using some help with LLMs and using some models to do my work.
Yes.
I don't think it's reached at a stage where it can replace. Will it be able to replace? Maybe, but then we will have more. We'll have a different level of productivity with the people.
Yes.
And yeah, and I don't know if technology will be able to keep up with that level of productivity of a person.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly. I agree with you. Also, like think of it like this. What I see, I think the CEO of Perplexity, I think his name's Arvind. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, he said something pretty cool. Like like they were talking about AGI in one of the podcasts, and he said like see, only a bunch of companies in this world can afford to train their models. Just
Yeah.
imagine training a model is such a
Oh
super
yeah.
expensive. So if you really want to do AGI, you need so much training that only probably a couple of companies in this world can afford to do that. So we are way far from like what they're saying as AGI, where it
Yeah.
will take over everything. So I'm not saying it's not going to happen. Definitely will happen, but it's still a long way where we go and it's going to do everything for us, right? Like so,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah. Makes sense. So tell us where you are right now. What are some of the exciting things that you look forward to, like without giving away any company secrets or something, like, but in general, industry, like industry wide, like within AI world, within some any other technologies, like what are you observing?
sure, sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, currently, as I mentioned, right, like we're working on exposing some capabilities within Intuit to to our products. So that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of what we are working on. Like we try to expose certain capabilities which can be reused. So that's kind of how we think, and like they can be do they
Mm-hmm.
so that's where I am as of now. But yeah, I mean. what I see is going to happen is probably like, slowly we will be using a lot of AI. There'll be a lot of reliance on AI in terms of uh, tooling, in terms of productivity improvement. I see that here as well. Our pace has improved a lot. Like the developer velocity, developer
Mm-hmm.
productivity has increased manifolds. If you look at post like pre-COVID, or even not even pre-COVID, pre-GPT happened,
Mm-hmm.
and it got integrated into our in like ID environments. Right now it's completely as a part of it. So I think that's the first impact where I feel like, I already always, if I don't know, I used to go and search in Stack Overflow. I would go like, 10 different forums. I would look at certain forums, understand, and if I don't find, then I'll be like lost what to do. But now I don't have to do that. I just ask the question and I get an answer, even if it's like a very crucial bug. Sometimes it just hallucinates, is what I see. But yeah, I mean, what I see is like, okay, as an engineer, I need to know exactly what I'm doing. I'm not like,
Yeah.
completely reliant on it. I do use it. I have to use it because it's really helpful for me. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's the current impact, but like that I can see immediately happening, that okay, I am definitely using it a lot, and I'm sure others are also using, even in
Yeah.
content space, even in marketing, every
Yeah.
space, everyone is using it a lot. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but overall, as an industry, I feel we are heading towards that point where, these things are gonna get even just gonna get better overall, like as a overall as an industry.
Mm-hmm.
These tools, all of these frameworks are just going to get matured to the point where the human intervention is going to be minimal. Now the next thing is what the next decade is what everyone's talking about, is the agentic systems.
Mm-hmm.
So you see that, I think that's the future for now, that okay, you can see that agents are going to be like, and see, it's not going to be just a chatbot anymore, right? Like for example, you just go to when you say AI, that's what people joke, right? Like, okay, it's just a chatbot that does things, but it's more than that now.
That's one interface
But
interface.
that's one interface, exactly. But like now you can see, like you can go into browser, like ChatGPT already did a demo where you can see, if you want to book a flight, you can just say, and it'll, the agents will go within itself and it'll figure out what are the different options. It'll give you the
Mm-hmm.
best thing. So I think those things are gonna be the next thing, that everyone's gonna get agentic. That way,
Mm-hmm.
more more features are available to the end user. So in the end, the consumer is gonna win. The consumer is gonna
Mm-hmm.
have more options in their hand. So just imagine, right? Like you want to book a vacation to, let's say, Hawaii, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to now go to 10 different websites and compare this things.
Yeah.
Just put a command in some place, and like wait for the agent to get back the results, and then you choose the best option. I mean, how cool is
Yeah.
that? So
Yeah.
that's what I see definitely, as the consumer is going to have better options to do things. So that's one thing. So agentic, I would say, is going to happen in the upcoming years. That's
Mm-hmm.
across the industry, it's going to be used. And I already see a lot of companies, even us, we are also like, like using it. We want to make sure our customers are using agent, like,
Mm-hmm.
and we make it easy for them, right? Like, so yeah, that's the, I would say that's the future, at least like the next 5 to 10 years, I can see those systems
Yeah.
maturing a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and I see a lot of focus on, at least like from a consumer standpoint, like I see a lot more focus on consumer facing AI
Yeah.
kind of products being launched, and they become like big news everywhere.
Yes.
Uh, how much of this translates into enterprise? Like what I'm seeing is every enterprise probably is trying to do this similar things with AI. Could be development, could be automation, could be uh, kind of quality assurance or whatever. They're
Yeah.
all trying to do this, and everyone is, I think, implementing, repeating the same work
Yeah.
all over again. Like this is just a general trend that I saw. Have you seen other products or companies coming up with capabilities specific to enterprise usage and enterprise implementations?
Yeah, I mean, like for example, Cursor is one
Mm-hmm.
example. Give you Cursor is one of the IDs that are mainly for developers for
Yeah.
productivity, like improving the productivity. You can see Claude, Anthropic is another one, right? Like they have
Mm-hmm.
so many amazing models, and like so mature models
Okay.
which can do so. Yes, a lot of I think that's gonna happen because it, like when even back old times, like there was Yahoo engine, there used to be Google search engine, right? So I mean, things have not changed. I think things
Yeah.
won't change. But yes, I mean, I do see AI being integrated in a lot of observability tools as well, where, for example, an incident happens, and if you have a runbook, the AI itself will try to use it and try to see if they won't go and do it because there have been accidents. Sometimes, like, I don't
Oh
know
yeah.
if you saw one of the AI systems, they deleted the prod databases,
Yeah.
one of the companies. So I mean, you can't let that happen, but at least you get proactive alerting, you get proactive steps. So I think
Yeah.
I see that happening in enterprise world where observability is the ML ops is it's becoming like AI ops as well.
Yeah.
So I'm talking more on the low level where engineers are using it.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, that's the like impact. You also see a lot of products that I mean, Gemini has
Mhm.
integrated, like, so I mean, it's there. I mean, you can see a lot of companies doing the same thing, but like, a lot of things are now getting natively integrated as a part of it. So even like your mails summarization, Slack, I think soon will
Oh
get
yeah.
natively AI. You get summarizations for every small thing now. So it's yeah, I think it's great for us. I think it's even enterprise. Everyone wants to be on top, so everyone wants to compete. I think Figma also has some great, like for design, they have some great AI
Yeah.
tools as well. So yeah, I think everyone is onboarded to that, and everyone
Hmm.
wants to use it, and everyone wants to ensure that they are not left behind. So
Yeah.
so it's both way.
Yeah, yeah, and it's all, and that's the fun thing about tech world, right? There is always innovation happening.
Yes.
I would say anybody looking to make a career, select a thing that interests you. Obviously, without interest, tech is just too complicated.
Yes.
In reality, if you don't have an interest in doing something and somebody says go do database management and you
Yeah.
just don't want to deal with any of it, you'll never make a career. But if you're interested in something, select one piece of tool or technology that is doing good, that is
Yes.
being used in the industry, and I think stick to it, right? There will be too much distraction that comes up always saying, oh, I'm just going back like maybe 20, 25 years. Like, hey, I want to do MS SQL or Oracle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, don't select anyone. They're both fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Select
That's
one,
it.
stick to it,
Yeah.
but be open to change like every 5 or 7 years. Saying, hey, let's see what else is going on.
Yeah, I will just make a small correction to it. It's not even 5 to 7 years anymore. It's like months
Yeah,
to or year, every month or every year. So every year probably the timeline has changed now. Like every year something new
yeah,
comes up and you have to onboard to it. If you don't, you're left behind. So
yeah.
that's one thing I've noticed. And
Hmm.
for developers, it's a lot. I'm sure it's not just me. Others also feel it. And I have spoken to my coworkers. They also feel the same that, we have to keep up with a lot of things that are happening and something new comes up, some new paper shows up, and then we have to onboard to that. I mean, I know papers were always there, but I don't remember like a lot of developers actually going through a lot of papers before. In old times
Hmm.
they would, yes, refer, but like now it has increased that a lot of developers are actually reading a lot of papers to make sure they are onboarded to or they understand what the underlying principle is so that they can use the most in a most efficient way. So I think
Yeah.
that's one change that has happened. So you see, right, like uh, this thing where, remember, there was a time when QA engineers was a separate job, and then they did a shift left where even developers are supposed to started doing the QA stuff. So I
Hmm.
a lot of stuff similar is happening, that a developer now, a software engineer job is not just like doing software work anymore. The software engineer also is now a data analyst, also applied AI engineer.
Hmm.
So they are wearing more hats, they're getting more responsibilities. So I think
Yeah.
that's kind of overall the gist of it, that okay, now it's not just limited to a small like just okay, I'll just be owning a service, or I'll be just owning a specific thing or a database. I won't be an
Yeah.
expert in a small thing. I have to make sure I keep up with other things as well. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I think that's a extremely good, valuable insight to anybody looking to make a career or already in a career within tech. But just looking forward, like what are you seeing in the next 5 to 10 years? Where do you see the world? Like, what do you think? Let's just imagine what maybe just extreme possibilities that might exist. Like within the tech, what are you seeing?
Sure, sure. Yeah, so as I said, agentic is the next big thing for sure. The other things I see improving or getting better is, see, even a lot of these models right now, they are being probabilistic models. So they work on the base of probability, right? Like that. Okay, they just try to fill in the blanks, or try to come up with words based on
Yeah.
they have seen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those things might get better or change in terms of like Professor Lee and Kun from Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
He like he's working on something which is he I think he's working on the vision models as well, where he
Mm-hmm.
wants to. I think that side is going to get better. The multi-model capabilities are going
Mm-hmm.
to get better, where it's not just limited to text now. I mean, a lot of multi-model capabilities are getting better, and also, uh, in autonomous industry or vision side of things, things
Mm-hmm.
get so better. You already see Waymo doing so great. So,
Yeah.
it's just, I feel a lot of innovations happening in the robotics industry as well, where
Okay.
the robots are just gonna
That's true.
like
Yeah.
warehousing is Amazon warehousing is just with the robots. There's no more humans involved. So for from what I understand is for every small thing they have a robot. Like every small, even like the packaging that you get at home, it's all
Yeah.
the robots, right? So now I think it's just gonna get even there. They'll be more efficient. That okay, uh, if there were like three different robots, there'll be probably less number of robots, but they'll be more efficient
Yeah.
in terms of doing certain things. And
Mhm.
humanoid is a new thing that I'm noticing that
Oh yeah.
like people might have some domestic help. I don't know how that's
Yeah.
like, but like a lot of companies are popping up in the robotics space. So yeah, I feel like a lot of new maturity. I think robotics space is still very untapped. It's not that mature in terms of
Yeah.
and just having a LLM capability, adding that, or just having a vision model and all those capabilities to
Yeah.
any robot has just, I would say, changed that industry, and they are now reaping the benefits as well
Yeah.
of this research. So I feel like those, I think that's where the now the new innovation and new stuff you'll see happening. Like
Mhm.
I remember there was like this Boston Dynamics. I remember, if you, I don't know if you've seen, they have those robots where they can literally do it. They look like humanoid dogs, or just
Yeah.
animals, and you already know like they're so mature, right? So they already are at a certain point, but like I feel like now the more stuff is going to happen in humanoids and like domestic or just commercial help as well. So that whole field is going to get better, I feel. That's
Yeah, I agree. I think that and it's amazing like when one piece of technology is innovating, how it impacts all the other everything around it, right? Like just thinking about Internet of Things, thinking about security, thinking about cloud. There was a lot of movement things happening towards the cloud. Then a lot of companies started like bringing a few things back inside. I would say like 20% of whatever they put, they brought it back inside, saying, okay, this is the better way to do things. 80% still stayed in the cloud. I
yeah,
think going ahead with AI and robotics, it might be going backwards again because it needs a lot of computing
yes,
online. At the same time, a little bit of decision making at the instance wherever it is. Like just like Waymo, like imagine if all of that uh, learning and all the back end stuff will happen in the cloud, but we will need Internet of Things and more security and more networking to get both of these things to collaborate in a more better way. I
yeah,
think all technologies, Internet of Things, cloud computing, they will be like a second or a third, like just like Web 2.0 happened, right? Like Web 3.0.
yeah.
The same thing might be happening with all the technologies to keep up with the intelligence that's being developed, which needs a lot of computing, a lot of infrastructure. At the same time, the end point might be getting a little more intelligent, and then we still need interaction between them.
Correct, correct. Yeah, computers is gonna get improved. If you see, like I think Elon Musk was handed over a supercomputer which was like this. I can show it. Like this was
Yeah,
very small. So I remember looking at the pictures when they used to make those supercomputers. They used to be like taken over by huge rooms, right?
yeah,
Now they're just like racks in server, like so it's, you already see the compute has gotten efficient. So yeah, I mean, definitely. And I believe also healthcare is, healthcare industry, the research,
hmm,
detection of different diseases, like all those things are also. And I'm sure like defense, I'm not that familiar with it, but I'm
yeah,
sure like they are also gonna get
yeah.
a lot of benefits. So I think everyone is gonna get like improved. But yeah, it is gonna come with its own things where a lot of jobs will get recycled, a
Hmm.
lot of jobs will be created. So I think that's also an offset that will happen. Yeah.
Yeah, there is always going to be something that people need to do. They will have to do more. I think the more human a person is, like more interacting with other people, the more kind of realizing the life aspect of it.
Yeah,
I think that's going to become more and more important. Like
absolutely.
yeah, it's easy to like, not easy, I would say, but it's technically possible to do something that can be repetitive and automated. But
Yes,
once there is like a little deviation from the norm, being able to cater to that, that's where a person will be required, right?
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like who goes to the bank anymore? Everything
Yes,
is automated online, but when my check doesn't clear, or if if a transaction hasn't gone well, I want to go to a person and speak with a real person.
correct,
Like
correct.
the same,
Absolutely.
that's just an extreme example, but the similar
No,
things might be
it's-
happening.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. In every field. Yeah, you're right. You're on
So
point
I
there.
think having, along with all the technical knowledge, if somebody wants, like, also focus on the fringe cases, focus on, yeah, like my mainstream gets automated, but focus on uh, the people aspects of it, like what is the real impact of what is going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen like some restaurants also have some robots where they
delivering food.
come deliver
Yeah,
food. So
yeah.
yeah,
At the same time, I wish that when I'm paying the bill, there was a robot. Like
yeah,
that takes
exactly.
30 minutes in a
Yeah.
fine restaurant, and sometimes I'm like, I probably want to be there speaking and networking, but sometimes I don't want 30 minutes.
Yes, you're right. You're right on point. Yeah. So yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of those things, but I think in the end the consumer is gonna benefit. I think we all, but yeah, as an engineer or as someone, as you asked the question initially, right? As someone who wants to come into this industry, I would always say be curious, be open-minded, and I would say, just try to learn things, and don't think you're gonna learn it in one day. Just be patient with it. I think it will come slowly, and as long as you're curious, I think you will always be fine in terms of like, tech. But yeah, I mean, that's one thing I would.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. So, as we come closer to the end of this episode, I always like to ask and learn a little bit more about the guest, and I would love to know, like, what are some of your hobbies and passions? Like, what do you like to do outside of work?
Sure, sure. Yeah, I'm into Indian classical music.
Oh, sweet.
I play an instrument called sarod. So I've
Oh,
been
nice.
learning it for some time now. Like probably I think just been almost 1 year and few months. But yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's what I've been learning. So yeah, I mean that's one big thing. It's not an easy instrument. It's a fretless instrument, so it's a hard instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been beautiful learning that instrument, learning some ragas, and in general, I'm into music, so I do that. Other than that, I go on for like, small hikes around. I also own a motorcycle, so I go on like, certain, like, I recently went over Tahoe, and like, I went to Yosemite. So I mean, when it's summer, I definitely try my best to make the most of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And what are you writing right now?
it's a Triumph Street Twin. It's a
Oh,
900,
nice.
yeah, 900 cc, I believe. Yeah, 900 cc
Yeah. So
cycle. And
you went solo?
yeah, I went solo. Yeah, because like it was like I get up like by 4 and I just leave immediately 4:30ish. That's the best time.
Yeah.
Clock, I'm in Yosemite, and then I have like, then I do a day trip. I don't try to like overstay and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's been great. Like it's fun, like, to explore. There's a lot of good trails around. So yeah, I'm into that. Yes.
Yeah, I think a long time ago I went to Yosemite on a motorcycle. I still have one. I use it more sparingly now. But
Okay.
yeah, it's just amazing how much of it, like with the windy,
Yeah,
twisty, turny roads in Yosemite, it's just amazing how much extra tire gets used. I
yeah.
didn't expect it, but when I came home and I inspected my tires, like a part of it was just completely rubbed off, and I was like, I'm so glad I'm alive and I'm back home. But whenever I go on a trip, like anything less than half tread, I think it's not a good. I think just keeping the tread above half tread is one of my most important things on a motorcycle now.
Absolutely, absolutely. What do you ride, by the way?
I have a BMW. I've always had I've always liked cruisers, and then from that I think I wanted to ride more often. So I use more of sports tourings bike.
Oh,
So
no.
it works out better, and I have like a BMW Maxi scooter, which is, it's called a maxi scooter, but that's more thrilling. It's an electric scooter,
Oh,
but
nice.
yeah, but it's like it. I could get in more trouble with that than my motorcycle, just because of the extra torque that it has.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And like the way it just zips through, right? Like that's
Yeah,
you have to
yeah,
be very. very careful in controlling it. I feel like it's
Yeah, most of the times I wish the brakes were a little better with with the scooter, because I'm like, I could be flying, suddenly flying, and then while taking a turn, because there is just so much torque on the rear wheel, it has the anti-stabilization, anti-rolling bars, and every kind of all the protections, but it's still the torque in the rear wheel, that extra torque that an electric gives, it's scary.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. It is. Yeah, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. Good to know that you also ride.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think it's part of life over here, right? It's really fun to. And the other one I have is a BMW 1200, which has
Oh,
like all the
wow.
fairing and
Yeah, yeah. That's a great
movable windscreen screens. I can ride it almost year round.
around. Yeah, and also in like I think terrains, right? You can go in rough terrain if needed. I mean,
Yeah,
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 it's a
yeah,
nice bike. Yeah.
yeah. We should definitely catch up and take a ride. So yeah, as we come closer to the end of this episode, is there anything else you would like to share with the audience?
Uh, no, thank you so much for, inviting me. This was great. I appreciate, and this is nice. I mean, this is the first time I did something like this. So,
Yeah.
thanks for inviting. And I would now follow all your, I'd
Oh,
probably
thanks.
even check out the previous ones, how it went.
Yeah, there are a few. I will also link you with a few that I think might be pretty interesting.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah. Yeah, so thank you. And I'll just leave again. I mean, it's something people have said. I will say the same to others also who are aspiring, as I said, right? Who want to get into tech. Just be curious, be open, and like, stay always try to be on top, keep learning, and like just have fun, that's
Yeah,
how it is. Yeah.
yeah,
So
exactly. Like do something that you enjoy. I think you will automatically find a good career within tech with that.
yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, sounds great. Thanks a lot, Pratik, and taking time on a busy Saturday morning and spending time with me over here instead of riding your motorcycle in Yosemite.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks.
That's a wrap on today's episode of Main Street Minds. Want to share your journey with our audience? Head over to mainstreetmindspodcast.com/guest to apply.